The Morans Creek Humpy, a symbol of the McPherson Ranges' early pioneering history, which was last seen around 100 years ago. In researching this old Humpy site, I kept coming across conflicting stories of its whereabouts and even if it still existed. Last video, we went in search of 2 old camps and 2 old Humpy sites. We found them all, except for one. Today, we go back in search of this elusive site, armed with new information that significantly narrows the search area down. So, come join me as we rediscover a pivotal piece of the McPherson Ranges' pioneering history.
Alright, welcome back to O'Reilly's. I was only up here a few weeks ago looking for the Pat and Luke's hut and the Morans Creek's hut. So I'm back up here. I found the location for Pat's hut, couldn't find the location for Morans Creek hut. So I'm back up here to try and find it. Let's get it. So I'm starting to get good at putting these gaiters on. Alright, so just over my shoulder there is the direction I'm going to head up. And I'm not too sure if there is still any remnants of the hut there. I believe it was pulled down, so I'll be just happy to find the footings. This has definitely been cleared out at one point in time. Just there is a random flat bit of ground. It's small, but it's the first sign of human activity. Rightio, second bit of evidence. This is an old fence post. So I'm going to see if I can follow that. As you can see, there's another one behind. Wow, that's seen better days. Another fence post. It's been pushed over or just fallen over. Yeah. Rightio. It's the first bit of hard evidence. So this, I would say, would have been used for the foundations for the Humpy. You see how it's been cut out? It's an old bottle. Wow. It's been a long time since I made these ones. All right. Put that back where it was. Now, bits of old tin. Tin could have been used for the roof of the Humpy. I'm sure there's other things as well it could have been used for, but there's another one, another bit of tin there. Let's go in a bit further. Oh wow, it's a real treasure trove in here. More bottles. Gosh, how long have these been here for? Some more tin here. That's incredible. You know what this is? This is formerly corrugated iron. This is what the roof would have been made of. I think you'll find this is the old hut site. This is the old Morans Creek Humpy site. All the bottles around, like I showed you. Bottles over there. And what's the clincher for me, apart from this corrugated iron, is this. This is another foundational log. Let's go and see what else is around here. But I'm 99% sure that I have found the site of the old Morans Creek Humpy. It's a bit of wood that's been carved out a long time ago. I don't know what for though. That's kind of cool. This bit of glass we've just found. It's nice and thick. They used to make them really thick back in the day. And here's a beer bottle, maybe a ketchup bottle. Look at that. Wow. That's been there a while. Look at that. That's also really thick too. They used to make glass bottles so thick. Just going to leave that there. Now, something else I've noticed, that's another tip. You can see, I put the camera down here, you can see how it bows up. And if I turn it around, see how there's another embankment there. So this would have been the road up to the Humpy that they would have come up from Stockyard Creek track. Seems odd, there's a pile of rocks here. There was apparently like part of the house, there were two rooms. There was a kitchen and there was a living area, so like bunk beds and that. I wonder if these rocks were part of the kitchen. One of the O'Reilly's books, it mentions that there was a kitchen, in the kitchen there was a fireplace, and the fireplace didn't stop for, was it 5 or 6 years? I could be wrong, it could just be a random can marking the site. Let's keep going up here, just a little bit past the Humpy site, and see what else is there.
One of the rules of selection was there had to be a shelter built on the property. However, it was allowed that a shelter could be built on the fence line of two separate properties, which is in fact where the Morans Creek Humpy was constructed. It straddles Pete and Herb's land, as we can see here.
Oh my goodness. I actually have found something that very, very few people know about. Okay, this is a really good example of two different selections. You got a fence post here, and then sort of 3 meters away, that's another fence post. The Humpy's just down there, 10 meters. There's one selection there, and there's one selection there. So we found the old Humpy site, the old Morans Creek Humpy site. The only thing I can think it may not tick is it mentions in one of the books it's close to a waterfall. Less than 100 yards around the mountain, there's actually a gully which has got some trickling water, and I'm sure when it's gushing, there are some sections there would definitely be a waterfall. That's the only box that, yeah, it's not 100%, but yeah, definitely when it's heavy rain, that would gush. That would be a waterfall, several waterfalls, and we're probably 150 meters from the creek up the mountain. So as far as I'm concerned, it ticks the boxes of the fence posts, so the border of two different selections, the corrugated iron, the old beer bottles, the old foundational stumps, and yeah, wow. Mind-boggling that I've actually found a part of Queensland history, part of folklore in Queensland that has been lost to time for well over 100 years. Just above the hut site. A what? There's a bodyboard and a skim board, I think it is. I'm not going to touch them. It's Hessian. I tell you what, that actually looks quite old. We're probably about 40 metres above the hut. I'm not going to keep going too much more. Why would someone have bodyboards up here? So I've gone up the hill as far as I want to go. A little bit spooked out even by the bodyboards and that just behind me there. So I'm just going to start heading back down. This is it. This is the old Morans Creek Humpy Site. Yes. Yes. All right, so I'm back down on this road that I was down at before. I'm gonna head out that way and make an exit home. It didn't take anywhere near as long to find as what I expected. I tell you what, it's not easy to find. Those numerous months of connecting the dots, putting one clue together after the next and matching them up, and looking at Google Earth and working out the aspect with the mountains around. And anyway, let's make an exit out of here and back to Brisbane. It's pretty thick. Look at this. Better wait a while. Heaps of it up here. Let's go under. Yeah, without a doubt, this road here, we're about 30-40 metres from the old Humpy site, but without a doubt, this is an old road, and there's no question it leads up to the Humpy site. It's noticeable to depict the road, and it goes down here, and where that tree is just there, it goes around the tree towards the right over there to the Humpy. I'm only 40 or so metres away from the Humpy, and I can hear the rushing water. It's the best example of the road so far. It was meant to be back in the day. There was a trail from the creek up the hill to the guest house. It's not that far away, probably 100 metres, but I've just come across these old fence posts. Now, I'm wondering if these old fence posts were part of the old track. So this being the old track up. I'd say it's highly possible. And this has been worn very, very well. This definitely is the most direct route up to the guest house.